class. I am Specials Ragsdale, and this block of instruction will be about how to determine a location on the ground by terrain association. The overall risk assessment for this class is going to be low. It is already hot outside, so please make sure that you drink the water provided. Please leave the wildlife alone and always pay attention to your surroundings. We have our outline for the class. We have our risk assessment and map. We have protractor, warrior skills book. We already have everything we need, and I'll pass the materials out to y'all in just a second. So our task today is going to be, we're going to be locating your 6-digit grid coordinates on a map using terrain features. The conditions: determining your team's current location using a compass, a 1 in 50,000 scale military map, coordinate scale, protractor, scrap paper, and a pencil. The standards: determine the grid coordinates to your team's current location to within 100 meters, which would be a 6-digit grid. I've already stated that the risk assessment is low. All right, the conditions. In case of a fire, know your exits if you're in one of the buildings, and always know your rally point. The environment condition: do not mess with the wildlife, and it's hot outside, like I said, drink water. Security: always be aware of your surroundings, and that is the conditions. All right, so now I will instruct you on how to complete this task to the standard level. I'm now going to pass out your protractors, your maps, your extra paper, and your pencils. All right, there are 6 steps to completing the task of determining a location on the ground by just terrain association. There are 6 steps. Step 1, orient the map. There's a couple different ways, but we're going to do it this way. You're going to take your compass. For this training, we are going to say that it is already oriented north, true north. You're going to orient it to magnetic north, and on the bottom or somewhere on every single map is true north is going to be a few degrees off, so you have to account for that. I have provided a picture on the PowerPoint on the slide, just a few degrees. So we're going to say that we have already oriented our map, but you're going to look through. You're going to make sure it's on north, and then you'd set it. Good to go with step 1? Locate a terrain feature near you. Okay? Say that you have no idea where you are. You do not know your grid coordinates. You are lost. This is what we're going to do. We're going to locate a terrain feature near you. Say that we see a lake. The lake is over here. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to face north. Okay. We are going to look at our degrees. Okay, so that would be 70. That would be 70 degrees. Now, that would be 70 degrees. We're going to get the degrees back to you. If it's 70 degrees to the object, you're going to plus or minus, I'll explain that in a minute. You're going to plus or minus 180 degrees. So for this, like I said, I'll explain in a minute, we're going to add 180 degrees to 70. You're going to get 250. Once you get 250, you are going to locate your lake on the map. I've already, for training purposes, pre-drawn it up here. Okay, 250. And I love having a string attached to this. I think it is much more efficient. 250. There it is. You're going to place it right on the lake. You know, you can reference your legend for that. Just going over the basics just in case. Now you would use your straight edge, draw a line to 250. Okay, so you have one line going. What's next? Okay, now we need to identify the terrain features that surround our current location. Okay, kind of have a first idea with a first point. What are we going to do now? We need a second point. We have to have something else. So let's say to our left, grab our compass. Let's say to our left, there are some towers. Okay, we're going to shoot that azimuth real quick. All right, we got 15. Okay, 15 degrees. So got 15 degrees. We are going to add 180 to 15, and that gives us 195. Okay. 195. About right here. Okay. I'm gonna place it. I've already drawn the line. You draw the line where the two. Step 4. I'll get to that in a minute. Step 4. Correlate the terrain features on the ground to those shown on the map to determine your location. You would use the legend. I got a little ahead of myself. It's just easier to show it sometimes than go through a PowerPoint. Determine your location on the map. That's what we're doing now. We're drawing it through. We already drew it through for the first point. We're drawing it the degrees for the second point. Where those two meet, that is where you are. So now what do we need to do? Step 5 is determine your location on the map. Here is what I was getting to. If the degrees for the first number that you're shooting your azimuth, the first number, if it is less than 180, you are going to add 180 to get the distance from the object back to you and your team. If it is more than 180, you are going to subtract 180. It's more accurate. All right, now let's determine, this is step 6, let's determine the 6-digit grid coordinates of our location. Let's see where we are. Okay, we are going to start. We are in 35 and 91. Okay, you always start in the bottom left. We're going to go over 7 and we're going to go up 4. That gives you a 6-digit grid of the first 3 numbers are 357 and the second set of numbers are 914. Now, is that what everyone got? Are there any questions on that? Okay, let's go ahead and practice then. I will be coming around and checking all of your papers. If you have any questions, please ask me now, because at the end there is an assessment. Okay, every soldier here has performed the task to standard level so far with the practice. So now it is time for the assessment. Okay, so the assessment is going to be either a go or a no-go. And at that point, if you're a no-go, we will retrain. It's okay though, we will retrain, we'll practice again, and we'll take a different assessment. We'll take a different look at it. So, all right, for your assessment, I want you to find 2 terrain features in the top right corner. And then I will be giving you 20 minutes until I take them up and grade them. So you may begin. All right. I have now taken up the papers. I am now going to grade them and we will go over the results. All right, everyone is a go. That means that everyone is considered a T for trained. I will now be passing the results up our chain of command to inform them. I'm going to come around and pick up and gather the training materials that we just used. Thank you. Not yet. Okay. All right, the intent this morning was to train on determining a location on the ground by terrain association. And you are now all trained, so that was successful. Our risk assessment was low, and now I would like to conduct the AAR. Are there any sustains? Thank you. Are there anything I can improve on? Go with the PowerPoint a little better. All right. Thank you. All right. Are there any other questions? This now concludes the block of instruction on determining a location on the ground by terrain association. Thank you.